Всем привет, с вами Корлеоне. И это прохождение игры Vampyr. Так, нам нужно добраться до Уайтчепела. Или все сделали? Можно добраться. А во! Карта. Через... Ага, через мост. Ран. А, вон мост. Все увидел. Так, дай-ка мы... Так, то... Во! Поменяем мы вот на топорик. И давай левую руку возьмем пистолет. Прекрасно. Тяжелая. 17 нету, да? Туда мы пока не пойдем. Конечно, вот туда вот. А, нет, нам сюда. А. О, вот сюда вот. Давай, иди сюда. 11-й. Страшно. О! А ну сюда. Сюда. Падает, а? Винат. О. Это тут у нас. Ага. Ножик, что валяется? А, все нам нужно, да. А что это у нас такое? Интересно, интересно. Сад. Так, пойдем. Здравствуйте, ребят. Ребят, мне туда. Мне туда, ребят. Опа. Ты падла, а. Патрон у меня еще есть, слушай. Давай же, а. А! Давай, давай. Давай, жопата. 2 патрона. Сюда, а? Это прекрасно.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind lady Ashby's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Где у нас тут убежище есть? А! Вижу. Да, с этой стороны. Нет. Музыка? Ага, да. Так, где у нас убежище? Это должно быть где-то здесь. Так, вот это у нас убежище. Ясно. Посмотрим тогда по навыкам. Понятно, что тяжелая. Мне нужно побольше патрончиков. Красно. Ага. Так, а создатель... Так, значит, 5 хватает. Вот. Здрасте. Что сделать? Нет, это не получится. 14 уровень. А ну иди сюда. Да. Дай. О, прекрасно. Мне кажется, мы рановато туда пришли. Ну, ничего страшного. Так, где мы сейчас окажемся? Так, это где мы сейчас? А, мы вообще в противоположной стороне, да? А, ну как раз же здесь я и был, да? А, ну пришли, что ли?
It's locked, all right.
Обойти теперь. А, ну вот, мы с этой стороны и пришли. Да. Сейчас найду кого надо. А. Портсигар и кольцо, в принципе, можно будет продать. Получше купить все. Ты кто?
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Давай, Дороти Крейн.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Личный вопрос мы не зададим, да? Ладно. Ну давай показывай, что у тебя.
I'd like to see what kind of med...
Ага. Ладно. Я все понял. А, показал. Тук-тук.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Ага. Нет. Понятно. Ага. Ладно. А где? О. Опа!
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
А, то есть обоих, да, видели у церкви? А, они... одного.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Excuse me,
А ну
sir.
давайте разберемся.
I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Что ты можешь сказать о
Have you
Дороти
heard of a
Крейн?
nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Ну ладно, давай.
Goodbye.
Ага. А тебе-то от этой не сможешь пойти? Ладно, сейчас найдем. Что?
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Так, давай. А что у нас личные? Остались родные.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Куда вы его отправили?
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Ну ладно. Так, нас... Да, давай. Ну ладно, давай
I have
попрощаться.
heard enough.
Давай. Вот где Клейтона-то найти? Я его пока здесь не вижу. С этой стороны, что ли? Вот и... Даже что? Ага. Обойти.
It's locked.
А он, скорее всего. Просто интересно, как мне туда попасть, если открыто? Ты можешь открыть? Может, ну ладно. С другой стороны попробуем обойти. Здесь где-то еще, кстати, тут тоже. Лейт.
The walls of your home will not protect
Кстати.
you.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar
Ой, я
with
тебя
this part
нашел.
of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Понятно. Давай расследование, давай рассказывай. Не боитесь ходить по ночам?
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
Я не могу это
I
объяснить.
must confess, some of my rational views have been shaken by recent events.
I'll remember to stay away from the district's roughest streets then.
Почему газеты молчат об эпидемии?
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
Да, логично.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
Давай назад.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Я забочусь о здоровье людей.
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
Выходит из дома?
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
У него нет родственников.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Я уже его видел. Ну, в принципе, я все узнал, что надо. Так, ну
Goodbye,
это...
Mr.
Пошел, давай. В принципе, я все нашел. А ну стоять! Откуда у вас тут так много-то, а? Один патрон не откладывал! Давай хотя бы с тобой разберемся. Прекрасно, разобрались. Прекрасно, патроны есть. Где Ричард? Я его здесь видел. О, ты Ричард? А, ты похож на ты.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Лорди Крейн, знаешь?
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
А Дариусе, давай скажи, что
What
ты
can you
знаешь.
tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
А Дороти Крейн, что знаешь?
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Ага, ладно. Так, а личные вопросы, блин. Ладно.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Тебе надо найти почтовый ящик. Так, ну, господи. Ага.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Надо добраться к этой Дороти Крейн.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Ясно. Ну, давай, открывай.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Блин, второй уровень гипноза.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Слушай. Давай поговорим,
If
мне
you
по
want to
лекарству
talk to
было.
Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Так. Сражались за независимость?
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Как вы познакомились?
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Так, давай мне досмотр.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Ага. У меня нет средств от банка.
Well, if you feel...
Ну ладно, давай.
Mr. Petrescu.
Что там говорил Дороти? Здесь, по-моему, где-то была, нет? Лаборатория.
Up first, give me a drink. I need help.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily, high fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Sorry.
Aspirin, salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
Not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What do, Doctor?
Бейсбол есть?
It's dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Что вы предлагаете?
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see.
Много крови. Нужно зашить артерию срочно.
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Он умирает, нет? Да. Давай адреналин, срочно!
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Yes. We did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Так продолжаться не может.
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Выбрали эти
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
Прекратите шантаж.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Лучше пощадить.
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
Прекрасно. Можно убить.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Эшбери. Так, ага. Это не то. Подожди. Тут на карту. О. Так. Ладно. Прайс! Чё вы тут забыли? Вот, да. 11 уровень. Здрасте, ребят. падла! О! А! Бежим, 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 бежим! Надо идти сюда, падла. А на этом будем заканчивать. Подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки. Всем пока.